Well, I was contacted last year by Joshua, who puts on these Nightmare Manor backyard haunting things to raise money for CMT disease, which is the Charcot-Marie-Tooth disorder, which is kind of muscular dystrophy kind of thing. Nothing to do with teeth. That was the name of one of the people who discovered it. And contacted me last year and said, would I do a poster for this year? So I put it on my calendar and we're back in touch. And so this is kind of his kind of plan and details what he wants. So I've been kind of thinking and planning, and so I kind of figured I wanted to take away this part of the design here. I'm going to put the pumpkin down at the bottom now, I've decided. I've been doing a bit of planning with pumpkin leaves, so I'm going to have this kind of pattern around the outside. And pumpkin leaves, I've discovered, if you draw the black veins, if you draw the veins in with a black pen, it just looks horrid. So you've got to kind of colour it green and then do them in white or something like that, and then it looks right. Otherwise, it just looks terrible because it's kind of, I suppose it's because it's negative. I've done various little versions of this haunted house, getting it in the right kind of shape. And this is about right now, and it needs to kind of fit in this space here. So this is what I'm going to start working on now. And basically I'm getting this more kind of detail because I'm going to eventually trace over the top of this. And again, I say to people, if you're worried about tracing, I know we get these. People say, oh, that's cheating, but it's not. And you can see that I've done drawing after drawing after drawing, been planning and planning and planning. Nothing just comes out of nowhere. And so I'm getting it all planned so that it's kind of underneath. And the tracing is just, basically it's kind of an underdrawing, and I'm going to be, instead of drawing with pencil underneath it, then I'm going to be drawing it and then tracing over the top, so I don't actually have to kind of erase any pencil afterwards, if you follow what I mean. It's just a different way of doing preliminary drawing underneath. And this is kind of looking about right. So we've got a perspective thing going on here, if you can see, and these lines are kind of, those are more steep. And again, you've got the same thing going on here on this side, and also this way, so this is kind of 3-point perspective, although I've kind of overdone it. I've done another video on a haunted house which kind of does a bit more about very busy perspective. Okay, I've now got a new sheet of paper over the top, and I'm going to do this in ink, and I'm going to try and take a bit of care to, what's the word, to kind of complete circles and lines and things like that, because I'm going to colour this in on Photoshop, because I think it'll just print up better that way. And you don't want to leave gaps, and you don't want to leave gaps for the ink to kind of flood out on Photoshop. Although now, while I start putting these tiles on, or shingles or whatever they are, I suddenly think, of course, I'm going to be kind of painting behind, in fact. So I don't need to be that bothered. I think it's with the vine pattern around the outside, which I'll did in the previous video. No, I think I need to be more careful with the vine pattern that's going to go into the next video, because that I will be dropping colour into it rather than painting behind the black line, if this makes any sense to you at all. Giving this a kind of edge a wiggly edge because it's kind of planked, and I want it to planked edge look to it. That will need a little bit there as well. I think I should have put a bit more line around there for guttering. I think when you're drawing houses and stuff like that, you need to kind of know a little, I suppose, about building construction and all the bits that go on it, like gutters and dam pipes and rain pipes and then, all those things. I'm going to do all the windows, I think, and you need the mantle over whatever it's called. The word's gone out of my head. Now on the windows, I'm going to do all of these windows, and you need to do the lintel over the top and the window sill down below, and then you can put in the window frame, all the panes of glass. And I'm going to have kind of yellow light pouring out from behind here. Spooky kind of look, just to give me something to work with. Lights in the windows where I'm painting. I'll just zoom in there. So I'm painting this on a layer underneath the pen and ink drawing, which is now transparent. And there you can see quite a nice effect already. Turn that layer off, and underneath the yellow I'm going to put a new layer, and I'm going to go for the various greys. Actually, you see I can paint over the yellow without worrying there. I don't paint in Photoshop very often, but this just seemed the kind of project needs to be really bright and kind of flat colours, and I couldn't rely on my scanner getting the colours quite as bright as this. So I thought I would do it on Photoshop, something for a bit of difference as well. Well, if you enjoyed that, I'd like you to go over to www.shoerainer.com and sign up for my newsletter, where you'll be kept informed of all the different things I'm doing, all my different projects. In the meantime, keep drawing, practice, and I'll see you next time. You take care now. Bye-bye.